You're watching City Channel 4, your window to our community.
Welcome to Taste of Mercy. Chef Ron, what are we making today?
Nancy, we're going to do some chicken apple sausage.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's a real cool recipe. It's a little different. We're going to use some ground chicken and some fresh apple, sweet apple, and it's going to be there's not going to be any pork. I mean, if you visualize a turkey sausage, this is going to be something along that line. Only we're going to have fruit in it, and we're going to use chicken.
Sounds moist and tender and less salt.
Yeah, so I think we'll get started. I get my skillet warming up here,
Okay.
and I have a couple teaspoons of canola oil.
Okay. Canola oil has one of the highest of the monounsaturated fats. It actually even beats olive oil, and very mild in flavor and a high heat profile to it.
A cup and a half onions, something like that.
Yeah. Just making them till they're clear.
And we're just going to let that soften up, saute a little bit. And I have my apple ready to go as well.
Those onions have sulfur in them. That's why it makes you cry.
So seasoning-wise, we're going to use a little brown sugar, some fresh sage, chopped up, salt, pepper, and a little bit of fennel. So it's kind of your traditional sausage-type items there. Give you that flavor, but there's not going to be any pork in that. Somebody can't have the pork or prefers not to.
And that's going to lower the saturated fat content because we're using the chicken, which also has monounsaturated fats, and which are the healthy ones that we want in our diet. And by you adding your own spices, you can flavor it a little more intensely or less intensely.
We tried this out yesterday, and I think everybody seemed to be real up about it. Really liked it. I kind of like the little pieces of apple in there, and it'd be a great breakfast type item.
Yeah. Always looking for something different for breakfast, to give that extra protein content. When you have protein at breakfast, it just holds you all day long. Makes you more satisfied.
I'm going to go ahead and add the apples, and
So apples are our second leading produce that we do in America. China's first. Did you know that?
Which is the first?
China.
No, which is the first produce in America?
It's a good question. I think
Maybe
it's
oranges,
carrots.
bananas? I don't know.
I don't know that. It's not bananas. It's a good trivia question.
Okay, we'll let that go for a minute or two. Okay, Nancy, I think this is softened up enough now that we'll go ahead and take this out.
The onions are translucent there.
Some ground chicken, not turkey, but ground chicken.
You can find that in the meat market.
To it.
So the advantage of the chicken is that it's a lower fat meat. Great sources of the B vitamins like niacin and thiamine, riboflavin.
Very lean,
Excellent sources. Easy to use and work with.
Okay, then to add to that, I have a tablespoon of brown sugar.
And that always gives that sweet flavor of the sausage.
A little salt.
Now, you wouldn't have to use the full amount of the recipe if you needed to watch your sodium intake.
We're pretty meager with the start with it. This is fennel seed, and I crushed it up a little bit, so it's not the big bites of fennel.
Yeah, that's the one that gives that
That's going to release a
sausage
little bit more flavor to it, right? And this is some fresh ground or chopped sage.
Sage.
Okay. So that's all the ingredients in there. We just need to.
So we always think about poultry with sage, so that'll be a nice flavor enhancer with that.
Yeah, it'll work well. It's just in all your sausage as well. I'm going to go ahead and mix this up, and we'll portion it out. Like a third of a cup portions.
Okay.
Now, if you're doing this, you either want to wear some gloves, or to be sure you're washing all your surfaces that come in contact with that raw chicken, so that you're not doing that and then grabbing a rag and wiping your hands and then taking a rag and wiping your cutting board.
Cross-contamination
and then
is
chopping some lettuce on the same thing, right?
No, cross-contamination, one of the worst foodborne illnesses that are out there. With the salmonella, the ground meat is more susceptible to those kind of issues.
If we can avoid it, we might as well. Huh?
Yeah, the other thing that I always watch for is the people with their plates. You know, if you put that fresh meat onto this plate and then came back later after you cooked it and put it on the same plate, that's cross-contamination.
It happens a lot with barbecue. People
Yeah.
take their steaks or their burgers out in that plate, cook them, and then put them right back on that plate that had the raw.
Just turns my
so we're
stomach.
pretty good mix up here, and I'm going to take and scoop this into patties. Mound it up here first, then I'll make patties after I get it.
You could make a larger portion if you wanted, or a smaller portion.
I think it should give us about 8 patties here.
But you want to keep them fairly small so they cook quickly.
Right.
After they're cooked, I think you could even freeze them for later, can't you?
They'd be fine, yeah.
That'd be easy to come home to a supper then that's already, just grab it out of the freezer, put in the skillet.
So there's 7 and a skinny one. If you want to set that down here, I'll take and see if I can make some patties out of these.
And you're just trying to keep that uniform thickness again in the cooking process.
They don't need to be real thick, like I said. It's better that they're not.
The chicken has that moisture that's holding it together. But you don't ever want to over stir meat either that's all ground, because then it gets tough as you're cooking it.
All right, Nancy, we're all ready to go. I cleaned out the skillet. I wanted to put a little pan spray in here. Pull it away from the fire when I do it. We got a non-stick skillet. And I'm going to add these up to the skillet.
Skillet's hot there, you can hear it sizzle.
But we'll adjust that temperature to get them in here.
So as I start to cook it, you can already smell the release of the sage and its aromatic compounds. Those are the medicinal properties that sage has always given. We think about sage as a traditional spice to put with poultry.
Now, if you don't have this big a skillet at home, I would recommend doing it in 2 batches as opposed to doing a real thick one and trying to get them all in there at the same time.
But it's really important to keep that consistent depth of that sausage. You're not going to hardly have any
Turn that
fat
up a little bit.
as it's cooking because it's very low, lean meat. We're going to get about 3 grams total fat per sausage patty, so very nice and lean meat. So
Okay, so let them brown up, and then
Okay.
we'll give them a flip here in a couple of minutes. And it should take more than 7-8 minutes to do them.
do it.
Nancy, I think they're ready to be turned here. We'll give it a flip and see what they're looking like.
You can see
A
the
little
chicken
dark here
has
in the
gotten more
center.
translucent and
They're very lean, so they're not going to
don't have much fat.
much fat at all in these here. Skillet's hot in the center.
This is
We're gonna
something you
have
could
to
put a lid on and it
move
would
them
cook
around a little bit.
quick faster.
So we're going to let these cook for a couple more minutes. We're going to move them around a little bit so they kind of brown up evenly on both sides and get a little bit of a hot spot there in the center. But only take a couple more and then we'll go ahead and plate those up. Okay?
Looking forward to it. They look like they're cooked done.
I think they're ready, Nancy. We'll go ahead and plate these up.
Okay. They have that sausage smell to them. This would be so easy to cook ahead. So if you wanted to have a non-rushed breakfast in the morning, you could grab these out of your freezer, have them ready to go, quick warm them up, serve them with.
Oh, most anything. I think this is going to be a great meal. So, yeah, by yourself or with some eggs, either one's fine.
Chicken apple sausage. You can find this recipe and many others at our website for Taste of Mercy, which is mercyiowacity.org/Taste of Mercy.
See you next time.
You're watching City Channel 4. On TV, online, on demand, on Facebook, and now on the go on your mobile device.